Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you were challenged by an omnipotent space god to navigate lesser beings through a maze for no apparent reason other than to save planets?
I mean, that sounds like a reason.
That's a pretty good reason. But, he's evil. Like, he's a bad guy, you know?
So I shouldn't save the planets because the guy who's going to destroy them is evil. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like if he's evil, I'm supposed to stop him from blowing up the planets.
Well, yes. And you're saving the planets. That's the whole purpose of having your little, guiding your little guy through the world.
So this is Lemmings or what?
I don't know. I've never really played a game like this, so I can't say that yes it is or no it's not Lemmings.
Well, if you've never played a game like this, have you played Lemmings?
I think so, but it was a really long time ago.
Well, then it's not Lemmings, right?
That's the one where you have to get, no, I'm thinking of Bomberman. No, I've never played Lemmings.
You're such a good gamer.
I didn't play a lot of good games way back in the day. What do you want me to say?
That you're not a real gamer.
I am a real gamer. You're not a real gamer.
I see. So you have to complete puzzles by moving your guy through.
And
is it only one guy?
No, apparently as you progress through the game, you unlock multiple characters, and I presume as you get into more and more difficult levels, you will have to learn how to, have one guy stand on a button and then have another guy go do something else, because I saw on the control scheme, you can change characters.
But essentially it's a puzzle game.
It is very much so a puzzle game, yes.
Okay, well, puzzle games are pretty good for VR.
I've just never seen a top-down mode like this where you're controlling a little guy that's running around. It kind of reminds me of an RTS almost.
A little bit. This kind of a thing, this type of setup, when I'm looking at this and I go, hey, this is pretty neat, right? You know what I would like to see this type of VR used for?
What?
Not a RTS necessarily, but something like natural selection, or you remember that, what the hell was it? Or Savage Resurrection. That's the game that you got with Waro, you remember? Where there was
Oh, yeah.
Where there's a leader, somebody who's a commander who goes over everything.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that is exactly the kind of RTS that VR would be perfect for.
Oh, yeah.
With where you're playing it with other players that are possibly even on PC,
Yes, that would be super cool use of this. But with regards to this game, it's still something interesting. Did you have fun?
I thought it was a pretty fun game. There is a lot of dialogue, and there are several characters that pop up in the game and start telling you stories about, the guy who's, I guess his name is Dr. Kvorak, the evil guy who's making you do all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't entirely able to follow it because if you're too far away from the characters, you can't hear them very well.
No, that's unfortunate.
And I also think that I was cheating in the game. I think that it is entirely possible at this stage in the game to just completely cheat if you would like to, because you can pick up your little minion and just kind of boost him up to places where he wouldn't be able to normally get to. I'm not sure if that's a metric or a mechanic in the game, or if I was just cheating my head off. I'm not sure.
Hey, if it's in the game, it's not a cheat.
It's a bug? Or no, it's a feature. It's a feature.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
There we go. Well, that's good because there were some puzzles where I could not figure out how to do what I needed to do.
So you just picked your guy up and said,
Yeah. There was one door that I couldn't get to open, so I just picked him up and dropped him over the door.
I mean, I guess if it works.
Does that make me a bad person?
If it's in the game, man. I don't think you can say that you're a bad person, you're a cheater if it's something that the game lets you do.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you think?
I just told you what I think.
You would cheat too? You would blatantly cheat? Given the option?
If the game says you can pick up your guy and stick him over a wall, then I'm gonna pick up my guy and stick him over a wall.
Well, they didn't mention it anywhere, and I figured that out because I was unable to move my character in the start of the game, and I'm sure that's probably something that's going to be fixed already, but you need to make sure you turn your controllers on before you start the game. I had launched the game before I actually started it, before I had my controllers powered up.
That seems like a weird problem to have.
Yep, and so I could not control my little dude. He wouldn't do anything, so I just kind of wound up shoving him.
Nice. There's a lot of dialogue in this, isn't there?
Oh yeah. Apparently they have a 69-page script.
Yeah, so the developer actually had said that to us on Twitter, that they had a 69-page script. And I remember seeing that and going, wow, that's a lot of dialogue, especially for a VR game. When you think about it, how many VR games can you think of that have even 10 pages of dialogue?
Not any.
I don't know what I think about this guy's voice acting, though.
It was not my favorite thing in the world, if that's what you mean.
He sounds smug.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be like an intergalactic god, so that's kind of his thing, to be smug.
You think you would be smug if you were an intergalactic god?
Yeah, he's just capturing planets,
I don't think I would be smug. I think I'd be a good intergalactic god. Friendly, even. Yeah, I don't like it. Like, it's not even... It's just too much like fake German,
That's very
So
accurate.
she knows that you'll leave again.
So I can see that there is a lot going on in this game. There is reportedly 10 hours of playtime in puzzles.
And 70 pages.
That is an
dialogue.
incredible amount. I've got to say that I'm not the biggest puzzle gamer out there. This wouldn't really be a game for me. What about you?
I really enjoy puzzle games a lot. I like games like Portal, where you shine lights around and move little lasers and things. I enjoy that kind of stuff. It makes me feel smart when I am able to sit there and be dumb for an hour and a half going, oh my god, how do you do this thing? This is so easy. I can tell that the solution is easy. How do you do it? And then all of a sudden you go, oh my god. Oh, it's so simple. You know what I mean? That feeling. I really enjoy that. So when I get a game that gives me that feeling, I feel really good about it. Obviously, I haven't played this game yet, but I'm not sure that it has that feeling from what I've seen. It looks like it's mostly just kind of Lemmings, platformy type of stuff. Kind of like those games where you have to roll the marble to the end without letting it go down the
it's
hole.
an interesting use of scale and of the space that you have available, but I'm just not sure that it's for me, to be honest.
And that's totally fair. Puzzle games are never for everybody, and even every puzzle game isn't for every puzzle gamer. I think it's an interesting game, and it looks really neat. It's a totally unique style of VR game, and I applaud anybody who does that. Especially considering that we've been hearing about this game since this channel started, so they've been working on it for a long time. I think that the game, when you're talking about puzzle games, I think that they are super neat, and I think that they have a lot of time and value to them. Let's face it, there's no other game other than puzzle games where you can spend 10 hours feeling dumb and come away feeling like a winner. But there's also no replayability in a puzzle game. It just doesn't exist. Because once you know the solution to the puzzle, you can speedrun it pretty quickly. No matter how difficult the puzzle itself may be, you can speedrun it pretty quickly, simply because you know the solution. So I'm really pleased that they have so much content from the beginning. And I think that if you're a puzzle gamer, this is going to be the type of game that you're going to be interested in. It's probably not a game that I'm going to pick up either, because, again, it has too much of a roll the marble kind of feel for me, as opposed to the I'm a genius, I can't believe I figured this out kind of solution stuff that you see from games like Portal. Obviously, again, I haven't played it. It's possible that I'm just missing it because I'm watching Crypto play and he's a bad player. But obviously, that all depends on you. We like to say yes or no, we would pick it up, yes or no, it's worth the value. Unfortunately, this type of game, this particular game, it's a little bit more subjective than that. Crypto doesn't think he'd pick it up. I'm not sure I would either, but it's definitely something for you to think about if you're into this type of game. And for only $20, I really do think that that's a worthwhile price for 10 hours of content. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. If you did like it, though, go ahead and watch another one of those up in the corner. I promise you, it'll be worth your time. And as always,
Until the next one.